Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gambling Flow. You know it, your daily dose of everything exciting in the world of gambling. I'm Russell Kane.
And I'm Fiona Blake.
And today we're diving deep into the world of high-stakes poker.
Ooh, exciting.
And the fortunes that some of these top players have managed to build.
It really is a world that captures the imagination, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That idea of turning skill and strategy into these incredible sums of money.
Yeah.
The intense competition, the thrill of victory, it's all incredibly compelling.
It really is. And we're talking about players who've really mastered the game.
Yes.
And then also kind of used that to create these empires off the felt as well.
Absolutely.
So today, we're going to uncover exactly how these players have reached the pinnacle of poker and built these, really impressive fortunes.
Right.
We've done some research. We've compiled a list of the top 10 richest poker players in the world.
Ooh, top 10.
But a quick disclaimer, these net worth figures are estimates, but they still provide a pretty fascinating glimpse into the financial scale of professional poker.
That's right. And as you mentioned, these guys have often diversified their income beyond tournament winnings. We're talking sponsorships, endorsements, business ventures, all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
They've turned their poker fame into a platform
For sure.
for all sorts of entrepreneurial things.
Okay, so let's kick things off with number 10 on our list, Tony G.
Okay.
Estimated net worth of $36 million.
Wow.
A Lithuanian poker pro known for, well, his very aggressive playing style and his flamboyant personality.
I think that's putting it mildly.
Yeah,
A little bit.
to say the least.
Yeah.
But here's a detail that I think really paints a picture of the kind of wealth we're talking about here. He's been known to tip dealers thousands of dollars just for a good laugh.
Oh, wow. That's Tony G for you. Always entertaining, whether he's at the table or away from it.
Right.
That kind of casual generosity with money really highlights the kind of vast sums that we're talking about here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At these highest levels.
Absolutely crazy.
Okay.
All right, number 9 on our list is Justin Bonomo,
Okay.
AKZ Justin, in the online poker world.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
His estimated net worth is around $57 million.
Okay.
And he's currently ranked number 2 on poker's all-time money list.
Impressive.
Now, what's fascinating about Justin Bonomo is that he was a top-ranked Magic, the Gathering player,
Oh, wow. Interesting.
before he transitioned to poker.
Okay.
It kind of shows a remarkable ability to adapt his strategic thinking to different games,
Right.
which is, I think, crucial when
Yeah.
it comes to poker.
Yeah, I agree.
And speaks volumes about the mental agility required to excel in this high-stakes poker world.
I mean, that transition from Magic, the Gathering, to poker, we're seeing that more and more.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because both games require a really deep understanding of probability. You've got to be strategic in your decision-making, and the ability to read your opponents is absolutely critical.
Yeah, 100%.
Bonomo's success in both of these worlds really kind of underscores the importance of those fundamental skills
For sure.
to becoming a top player.
All right, coming in at number 8, we have Bryn Kenny.
Okay.
Estimated net worth also around $57 million.
Right.
He's currently ranked number 1
Ooh.
on poker's all-time money list.
Wow. That's big.
Now, Bryn Kenny's story is really interesting because I think it highlights both the incredible heights of success in poker,
Right.
but also some of the controversies that can surround it.
It does. That's right.
So while Kenny's achievements are undeniable,
Yeah.
there have been some accusations and allegations against him,
Yeah.
which have created this kind of complex narrative.
A bit of a complex narrative around his legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And I think that complexity is something that often arises in the world of high-stakes poker.
For sure.
You know, the immense sums of money,
The money
the intense competition, the constant pressure.
that can sometimes lead to these ethical dilemmas and situations that challenge the integrity of the game,
Exactly.
which is kind of, it's always interesting
Yeah,
to see how those things kind of play out.
Yeah, it is a reminder that even in a game of skill and strategy,
Yeah.
human factors and ethical considerations still play a crucial role.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Okay.
always there.
All right, so let's move on to number 7.
Okay.
We have a true poker legend,
Who is it?
Daniel McGranew.
Oh, Kid Pokes.
Kid Poker.
Yes.
Estimated net worth of $70 million.
Wow.
Now, what's remarkable about Daniel McGranew, I think,
Yeah.
is his longevity in the game.
Definitely.
He's been at the top of the poker world for decades.
Yeah.
And he's always adapted his game to stay ahead of the curve.
That's right.
He's incredible.
He's a master of evolving his strategies as the game itself changes. He's also been a fantastic ambassador for the game in general.
Oh, absolutely.
He promotes it as a skill-based sport.
And always advocates for responsible gambling.
Yeah, he's great.
His influence extends far beyond his results,
For sure. All right, at number 6, with an estimated net worth of $75 million, we have the late, great Doyle Brunson.
Oh, Texas Dolly.
Texas Dolly.
A legend.
A true icon of poker. And Doyle Brunson, he was a professional poker player for over 50 years.
Wow, 50 years.
He won the WSOP main event.
I know this.
Twice in a row, both times with 10 dues, which of course became known as the Doyle.
Yes, the Doyle.
Because of him.
I love that story.
It's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Doyle Brunson was a legend, not just for his wins, but also for his contributions to poker strategy.
Absolutely.
His book, Super System,
I've heard of that.
is considered a Bible
Really?
of poker strategy by many players.
Wow.
He was also known for, his captivating stories from the golden age of poker.
Oh, yeah, a real link to the history of the game.
Unfortunately, he passed away in May of 2023.
Oh, that's right.
Which was a huge loss for the poker community.
Yeah.
But his legacy and those stories continue to inspire players to this day.
For sure. And, those stories, I think they're a big part of what makes poker so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a game full of these colorful characters.
Yeah.
With incredible tales of risk and reward and that pursuit of mastery.
It's awesome. All right, number 5 on the list, we've got Chris Ferguson.
Oh, okay.
Better known as Jesus.
Jesus.
With an estimated net worth of $80 million.
Wow.
Now, Chris Ferguson is a bit of a controversial figure.
Oh.
In the poker world.
Okay.
He was one of the founders of Full Tilt Poker.
Right.
Which was involved in a major scandal that tarnished his reputation.
Right. Yeah, that had a pretty big impact.
It did.
On the whole online poker scene.
Yeah,
that one.
For sure.
It definitely raised some questions about trust and accountability in the industry.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Now, despite the controversy, Ferguson actually made a surprising return to the WSOP in 2016.
Really?
And even won his 6th bracelet in 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Much to the dismay of some in the poker community.
It was a really complicated situation, and it definitely sparked a lot of debate about redemption and forgiveness within the poker world.
Absolutely.
It's a really interesting one, that one.
It is, for sure. All right, so coming in at number 4, we have Sam Farha.
Okay.
Estimated net worth of $100 million.
Gosh.
Sam Farha, I think, is a true embodiment of the classic poker hustler.
Oh, cool.
He started by hustling pool, ping pong.
No way.
Even Pac-Man.
Wow.
Before discovering poker.
Okay.
He's got that old school street smart approach to the game.
Right.
And he's known for his ability to read his opponents.
Yeah.
And really exploit those weaknesses.
I can imagine.
Now, he's also known for his memorable appearance at the 2003 WSOP main event.
Oh, right. Yes.
Where he finished as the runner-up to Chris Moneymaker.
Moneymaker, yeah.
That event was pivotal, I think, in poker history.
Yeah.
It marked the beginning of the poker boom.
That's right.
And really showcased that anyone, even an online qualifier,
it's crazy,
could win the biggest prize in poker.
It's a classic underdog story, isn't it?
It is.
The one that really captured the attention of the world
Yeah.
and brought a whole new wave of players into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome.
All right, now we're getting to the top 3 here.
Ooh, okay.
And the stakes are getting even higher.
Here we go.
At number 3, we have Phil Ivey.
Phil Ivey.
Estimated net worth of $125 million.
Wow.
Phil Ivey is widely considered one of the greatest poker players of all time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Known for his incredible skill, his icy demeanor at the table.
Iceman.
Yeah, the Iceman.
Yeah.
And his ability to just dominate in both cash games and tournaments.
He's a beast, isn't he?
He's a 10-time WSOP bracelet winner.
10?
10.
Wow, 10.
And his success has really earned him a place.
Among poker's elite.
Yeah, amongst the elite.
At the top.
For sure. Now at number 2, we have Dan Bilzerian.
Oh, okay, Dan Bilzerian.
With an estimated net worth of $200 million.
Oh.
Dan Bilzerian's a really controversial figure.
Yeah.
Whose poker skills are often overshadowed by his, well, pretty extravagant lifestyle.
The Instagram king.
Yeah, the Instagram king.
Yeah.
Right, and that's led to a lot of debate about whether his wealth comes primarily from poker or from other sources like his trust fund.
Right, so it's a bit of a mystery.
It is a bit of a mystery.
About where the money comes from.
But regardless of the debate,
Yeah.
there's no denying he's built a significant fortune
Yeah.
and cultivated a larger-than-life image.
Larger than life, that's a good way of putting it.
And finally, at the top of our list, we have Andy Beal.
Andy Beal, okay.
A billionaire business tycoon with an estimated net worth of $14.6 billion.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now, Andy Beal's not a professional poker player in the traditional sense.
Okay.
He's a self-made billionaire who just happens to have a passion for high-stakes poker.
Oh, I see.
He's known for his involvement in some of the biggest cash games in history,
Wow.
facing off against some of the world's best players.
That's awesome.
These legendary games where the blinds reached insane levels
Right.
have really cemented his place in poker lore.
He's become part of the legend.
He has.
Of the game.
And I think Beal's story really highlights the allure of high-stakes poker,
Yeah.
even for someone who's already achieved incredible financial success.
Yeah, you can understand why he'd be drawn to it.
Yeah.
It's so compelling.
So there you have it.
The top 10.
The top 10 richest poker players in the world.
What a diverse group.
Yeah, it's a real mix, isn't it?
Poker legends, controversial figures, a billionaire business tycoon.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's awesome.
Who plays for the sheer thrill of it all.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dives.
We have
We've met some of the biggest names in poker.
the biggest,
And we've got a glimpse into the vast sums of money
eye-watering.
involved at the highest levels of the game.
I can't wait to hear what's next. I mean, it's fascinating to hear about all these poker titans and the fortunes they've built. Yeah.
But it's important to remember, this level of success is incredibly rare.
That's a really good point. You know, it's easy to get caught up in all the glamour and the excitement,
Yeah.
but becoming a successful poker player is incredibly challenging.
It is. It really is.
And it's not a path paved with easy money.
Absolutely not. It requires a unique combination of skill and strategy,
Right.
mental fortitude, discipline,
Yeah.
and even a bit of luck.
Absolutely.
And, I think most people who play poker
Yeah.
recreationally or even, semi-professionally, they don't fully grasp the level of commitment it takes
Right.
to compete at the highest levels.
It's not just showing up at a tournament and hoping for the best.
Absolutely not.
These players dedicate countless hours to studying the game, analyzing their opponents, and constantly refining their strategies.
Refining.
It's a constant evolution.
That is.
You have to adapt
Yeah.
to stay ahead of the competition. Yeah. And even with that level of dedication, only a small percentage of tournament players actually consistently profit.
Okay, so let's break down some of those challenges then.
Okay.
What makes it so difficult?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is the variance in tournament poker.
Okay.
It's enormous.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you can play perfectly for days,
Right.
even weeks,
Oh,
and still walk away with nothing
yeah.
because of a few bad beats or unlucky situations.
So it's not just about making the right decisions.
No,
It's about weathering those inevitable swings of fortune
it's true.
that come with the game.
It's a roller coaster.
You need to handle that emotional roller coaster.
Absolutely. You need to have thick skin.
Of poker, yeah.
You can't let those down swings derail.
Don't tilt.
Don't tilt. Exactly.
And then, of course, you've got the competition.
Oh, the competition is fierce.
You're constantly facing off against some of the best players in the world
The best.
who are just as hungry for victory as you are.
Yeah, they want it just as bad as you do.
It's a mental battle as much as it is a game of skill.
Absolutely.
You need to read your opponents,
Read them?
make accurate judgment under pressure,
Yeah.
and manage your emotions effectively,
Really effectively.
which I imagine just gets harder
Oh, much harder.
the higher the stakes get.
The higher the stakes, the tougher it gets.
Right, because the higher the buy-in,
Yeah,
the more skilled your opponents are likely to be,
for sure.
and then the more money on the line,
Yeah.
the greater the pressure.
Yeah, you really feel it.
It takes incredible mental and emotional resilience.
Incredible. Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the variance,
Yes.
the competition.
Yep.
There's another element I think we need to consider,
What's that?
bankroll management.
Oh, bankroll management. Absolutely.
Even if you're a skilled player,
Right.
you need to be disciplined with your money
Yeah.
and avoid chasing losses
Don't chase.
or taking unnecessary risks.
It's a recipe for disaster.
So bankroll management is essential
Essential.
long-term success.
For sure.
It's about understanding your financial limits,
Absolutely.
playing within those limits,
Yeah.
and making sound decisions that protect your bankroll.
Yeah. And that's something a lot of recreational players just don't forget.
They overlook.
They overlook it, yeah.
So it's clear that tournament poker presents some pretty formidable challenges.
It does.
What about cash games?
Cash games.
Are they any easier to beat?
Not necessarily, no.
Really?
While the variance might be lower in cash games,
Yeah, okay.
you're still up against really tough competition.
Right.
And then there's the constant drain of the rake.
The rake.
Yeah.
So for those who aren't familiar, the rake is a small percentage of each pot that the house takes as a fee for hosting the game.
It's like a small tax on every hand that you play.
And it can add up.
It can really add up over time.
Significantly over time.
Significantly.
So even if you're winning consistently, you need to be winning enough.
You gotta win enough.
To overcome the rake and actually make a profit.
Exactly.
And of course, as you move up in stakes,
the
competition gets tougher.
It does.
And the rake often increases.
It does.
So whether you're playing tournaments or cash games, long-term success in poker requires more than just luck.
Oh, way more.
It's about developing a deep understanding of the game.
Yeah.
Mastering those strategic nuances.
Mastering them.
Honing your mental and emotional skills.
It's all part of the package.
It's a whole package.
It is.
It's about treating poker like a serious endeavor.
Absolutely.
You have to commit to continuous learning.
Learning and improvement.
And develop that well-rounded approach that encompasses all of those things.
Absolutely.
The technical skills.
The mental force.
Financial discipline.
It's a journey.
It really is a journey.
It's like any demanding profession.
It is, yeah.
And, I think it's important to remember that even the most successful poker players experience setbacks
of course.
And losses along the way.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game, and it's how they learn from those experiences and adapt their game that sets them apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So for those aspiring poker players out there who are inspired by the stories of these high-stakes legends, what are some of the key skills and qualities?
Oh, that's a good question.
That they should really focus on developing?
Well, first and foremost, you absolutely need a solid understanding of the fundamentals of poker.
Right.
You need to know your hand rankings, your betting strategies, the different game variations. That's like building a strong foundation.
It's the base.
You need that base before you can start adding all the fancy stuff.
Right. You need a solid base.
And once you've got that,
you
can start focusing on the more nuanced stuff. Like reading your opponents, understanding bet sizing, developing a strong sense of the game flow.
It's almost like developing a sixth sense for the game.
A sixth sense, that's a great way to put it.
Being able to anticipate your opponent's moves and adjust your strategy accordingly.
Exactly. And of course, mental and emotional skills are just as important as your technical ability.
For sure.
You need to stay focused under pressure. You've got to manage your emotions effectively. You can't afford to tilt.
Don't tilt.
Or make any rash decisions when things aren't going your way.
That emotional control is massive, isn't it?
It's huge, and a lot of people overlook it.
Yeah, they do.
But it is absolutely crucial for long-term success in poker.
For sure. And speaking of crucial, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Bankroll management.
Oh, can't forget that.
Can't forget it.
Oh.
You need to have a clear understanding
Yeah.
of your financial limits.
For sure.
And only play with money that you can afford to lose.
Absolutely.
You've got to approach poker with a responsible mindset.
Responsible mindset.
Prioritize sound financial decision-making.
100%.
Gambling should always be viewed as a form of entertainment.
Entertainment.
And it's important to have that healthy balance between the thrill of the game and the responsibility of managing your finances.
Absolutely.
Wisely.
Wisely.
So if there are people out there
Yeah.
who are inspired by the stories of these richest poker players and are considering pursuing a career in poker,
Yeah.
what would you tell them?
I'd say start by learning the game thoroughly.
Right.
Developing a strong foundation.
The fundamentals.
Fundamentals, exactly. Practice consistently.
Yeah.
And study the strategies of those successful players.
Like we've talked about today.
Like we've talked about today, yeah.
And don't be afraid to seek out mentorship or coaching.
Oh, absolutely.
From experienced players.
Yeah.
It can make a world of difference.
Right. They can provide those invaluable insights and guidance that can accelerate your learning process.
Surround yourself with people
Yeah.
who can help you improve your game.
And provide support. Yeah. Support's important.
Along the way.
For sure. And most importantly, remember that success in poker takes time.
Time.
Dedication and a willingness to learn.
To learn from your mistakes.
From your mistakes.
And to constantly adapt.
It's a journey.
It is.
Not a destination.
The most rewarding aspect of the game is often the process.
The process of improvement.
Of continuous improvement.
And satisfaction of pushing yourself to become a better player.
So embrace the challenges.
Embrace them.
Stay disciplined. And never stop pursuing that passion for the game.
You never know. You might end up joining the ranks of the richest poker players in the world.
You might.
But even if you don't reach those heights, the skills and the lessons that you learn from playing poker, they can be applied to so many areas of life.
Absolutely.
It teaches you about strategy, risk management, decision-making under pressure, understanding human behavior.
It's a fascinating game.
It is.
Really is.
Really is.
So that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive into the world of high-stakes poker.
What a ride.
And the extraordinary wealth amassed by its top players.
Extraordinary.
We've explored the challenges, the skills, the mindset required for success.
Yeah, we've covered it all.
Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll wrap up our exploration with some final thoughts and a thought-provoking question.
I like it.
For you to ponder. And welcome back to Gambling Flow for the final part of our deep dive into the world of high-stakes poker.
High stakes.
We've explored those incredible fortunes built by the top players.
Unbelievable fortunes.
We've delved into the challenges they face, and we've highlighted those essential skills that you need for success.
It's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
Oh, it really has.
Through this world of intense competition and calculated risks. And that relentless pursuit of mastery.
I think as we wrap up, I keep coming back to this one question.
Okay.
What is it that truly drives these players to dedicate their lives to professional poker?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You know, what keeps them coming back?
Coming back for more.
To the table.
Yeah.
Facing those intense pressures and uncertainties.
Yeah. What's that secret sauce?
That's a great question, and I think it gets at the heart of poker's allure.
The allure, yeah.
It's a complex mix of factors, and it probably varies from player to player.
Right.
But for some, it might be the pure thrill of the competition.
Okay, the thrill.
You know, that adrenaline rush of making those high-pressure decisions with millions of dollars on the line.
Yeah, the stakes are high.
It's a feeling few other things can replicate.
So it's true, that element of risk and reward, pushing your skills and your luck to the absolute limit.
Absolutely. It's a big draw for a lot of people to gambling in the first place.
I get it.
And poker really amplifies those stakes.
To an incredible degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
But beyond that adrenaline, I think there's also the intellectual challenge of the game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a constant puzzle.
A puzzle?
You know, a game of incomplete information where you're always trying to outsmart your opponents.
Yeah, you're always trying to stay one step ahead.
You've got to anticipate their moves.
Absolutely. And there's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
A new strategy to explore. A new level of understanding to strive for.
That pursuit of mastery.
The mastery.
Can be incredibly rewarding.
It's a real sense of accomplishment, isn't it?
It is.
To hone your skills, develop that deeper understanding of the game.
Yeah.
And then actually see that hard work translate into results at the table.
At the table, absolutely.
You know, we can't ignore the financial aspect either.
Oh, of course not.
For many players, the allure of that financial freedom,
it's a freedom,
the dream of turning their passion into a lucrative career.
Yeah.
That's a pretty powerful motivator.
Absolutely.
You know, we've talked about some of these poker titans who've achieved unimaginable wealth.
Yeah.
Through poker. It's inspiring.
It is. It's inspiring. But it's crucial to remember that behind those dazzling fortunes lie countless hours of hard work, discipline, and resilience.
It's not an easy road.
It's a valuable lesson, I think, for anyone pursuing any ambitious goal.
Yeah, I agree.
Success, whether it's in poker or any other field, requires more than just talent.
Right.
It demands dedication, persistence, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, you're going to make mistakes.
To constantly improve.
You got to learn from them.
So as we conclude our deep dive into the world of high-stakes poker, we leave you with this thought.
Okay, hit me.
What is it that drives these players to dedicate their lives to this demanding and unpredictable game?
Good question.
Is it the thrill of competition?
Yeah, the thrill.
The pursuit of mastery?
Or the allure of the wealth?
Maybe it's a unique blend of all of those factors.
Probably.
It's a question worth pondering.
For sure.
And we encourage you to explore the world of poker.
Yeah.
See what draws you in.
You never know until you try.
And remember, whether you're a seasoned pro or a curious newcomer, poker's a game that offers endless opportunities for learning, growth and excitement.
Couldn't agree more.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Gambling Flow. I'm Russell Kane.
And I'm Fiona Blake.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of high-stakes poker.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share it with your friends.
Yeah, tell everyone.
We'll be back tomorrow with another deep dive into the exciting world of gambling.
Can't wait.
Until then, may the odds be ever in your favor.